Monday Night Raw became strange tonight on Netflix. On a night where it was reported before Raw went on the air that Seth Rollins was backstage. Now, as Raw went on and as we saw the main event of Braun Breaker and CM Punk, we saw all the events unfold. Would Seth Rollins make his presence felt? Would Chris Jericho make his return on tonight's Monday Night Raw? All this was rumored before Raw went on the air tonight. I even brought it up in a video before this one because we do multiple videos a day. That is why it's so important to see all the updates, all the uploads, because some people say, well, Sean, you didn't talk about this, you didn't bring up that, you didn't update this, you didn't update that. No, I do multiple videos a day, and quite frankly, it's not my job. It's YouTube's job to let you know I've done a video, but sometimes they don't always do that. So it's up to you to set a reminder on your cell phone, your laptop, your desktop, your PC, your TV, whatever it may be, whatever electronic device, however you watch Sean's View Entertainment. Hopefully you have watched my shows, my videos around the clock because I will never stop for each and every one of you. And for that, I respect the hell out of you. But ladies and gentlemen, it was indeed a Stranger Things of Raw. World titles on the line. New champions were crowned. We got a very good glimpse into the future of the WWE tonight. And let's break down WWE Raw because this was not a normal episode of Raw, and I think that matters more than people realize because we get your thoughts, your opinions, your comments. Tonight was a Stranger Things episode, and whether WWE wants to admit it publicly or not, that absolutely affected booking decisions, pacing, and risk-taking. Before I give my full take, I want your review. I want your opinion of Monday Night Raw tonight. Did you split your time between Raw and Stranger Things tonight, or did you stick with Raw the whole time? Be honest, I think that answer explains a lot about how the show felt, because the theme of Monday Night Raw tonight was indeed just that, Stranger Things. Now, here's the thing. Stranger Things isn't just another show, it's a cultural event. And when an episode drops, a new episode drops, it pulls attention away from everything, including live television. And the WWE knows this, and that is why the WWE and Stranger Things work together tonight on Raw. And so instead of the go for broke episode, Raw tonight felt like a controlled episode, safe, measured, and at times almost cautious. Do you think the WWE intentionally held back tonight? And again, your thoughts, your review. Was Raw hot? Was it fire? Was it sunny? Was it cloudy? Was it dreary? Was it rainy? Was it stormy? What was Monday Night Raw to you tonight? Or if you want to go from the classic 1 to 10. Or if you just want to sum it up in your own words, your own comments, your own sentiments, you can do that as well. That would be mighty swell here on the Brash and the Brazen. What was to you, viewers, fans, subscribers, to you? Remember, this show is about you. Without you, there is no show. You control the fate. You control the future of this very show. Who was the superstar of the night? What was the moment of the night? What was the match of the night tonight for you on Monday Night Raw? Did the WWE score? Did the WWE kick away? Because here's the thing. It was the first Raw of 2026. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're in a new year. It's a new era. As Triple H says over and over, it's a new era. It's always a new era. And could CM Punk come away the World Heavyweight Champion in tonight's main event, the main attraction? It was high emotion, a lot riding on this unpredictable, or was it a very predictable Monday Night Raw? You see, I remember it did an era when a title change happened. It was major, it was shocking, it was out of nowhere. You didn't expect it, you didn't anticipate it. It felt like a big deal. But you see, the WWE nowadays, they're hot potatoing titles. There's so many different title changes. It's happening a little bit too much. It's happening a little bit too frequent over the last several weeks. Over the last several months, there have been just way too many title changes. But that isn't going to be the biggest argument. That isn't going to be the biggest detriment to this show tonight. Some segments, people would say, felt rushed, almost like WWE was trying to get through them quickly. Other segments dragged, like WWE was filling space. That usually happens when creative doesn't want to peak too early, production is working around timing issues, WWE expects delayed viewing instead of live reactions. So if Raw felt uneven to you tonight, that's not accidental. It's the result of WWE booking for a split attention audience. Did you feel that the pacing of tonight and the theme, the Stranger Things, did it help or hurt Raw? And were you okay with the way Raw came off on television tonight? Now, the matches, they were solid, but they were rarely must-see. Nothing on the show was outright bad, but nothing felt can't miss either. And that's very important. On nights when WWE wants to dominate the conversation, they give you a wild stipulation, a shocking finish, or a major return. However, all of that and more could have definitely went down during the main event as it is unfolding right before your very eyes. Or you may be watching this in real time, or you may be watching this after, because this is your official Raw review. Now, Raw kept things moving, protecting talent and avoiding anything that would feel wasted if half the audience wasn't watching live. What match actually mattered tonight, and which one would you have skipped, if you would have skipped even any, viewers, fans, and subscribers? Now, this is what Raw really did and showed its hand. This is where Raw showed its hand tonight. Instead of big payoffs, we got small teases, looks, short confrontations, tensions without resolution, and we learned that it will be AJ Styles one-on-one with Gunther next week on Monday Night Raw with a special start time of 2 p.m. This tells me that the WWE is planting seeds and not harvesting them. They want people talking without giving away the payoff just yet. Do you prefer a slow burn storyline like this, or did Raw feel like it stalled tonight? Now, the crowd, the crowd that we got tonight, this was New York. This was Brooklyn. Usually they're loud, they're boisterous, they're very into it. But tonight was a different aura. Tonight was a different feeling. Tonight was a different vibe from the Brooklyn audience. The crowd tonight was, well, inconsistent in my estimation. At times they were invested. At other times it felt very mute, very quiet. And that's not always on the crowd. Again, this was the dynamics of Raw tonight was definitely changed up. It was definitely different. And when a show doesn't give people something explosive to react to, energy dips. Add in the fact that people know a massive Stranger Things episode is also waiting in the balance, and attention naturally drifts. Was the crowd weak, or was the show not giving them enough? And the big question, guys, this is key to the report. This is the real discussion point. Raw tonight felt like a show that knew it wasn't the main event of the night for pop culture and adjusted accordingly. That's smart business, but it can also make the episode feel forgettable. So I want to ask you the most important question. Should WWE have gone all out tonight anyway, or was they playing it safe, the right call? Although, how safe was Monday Night Raw really? Because you see, there can be a lot of confliction. There can be a lot of conjecture in this. Because on one end, you can look at it one way, and another side, you can look at it completely different, viewers. For me, tonight, Raw, I'll be honest, I'm going to throw it out there, Raw wasn't bad. It just wasn't bold. It felt like a transitional episode designed to hold stories in place, avoid wasted moments, and save big moves for a stronger night. Again, my view, but again, your view is the only view that matters on this very website, to the delight of each and every one of you. Now I want yours. I want you to drop your thoughts in the comments. Raw rating tonight, 1 out of 10. Did Stranger Things affect your viewing? The best moment, the worst moment. Did WWE hold back? Yes or no? Your thoughts, your comments, your sentiments in the comments section. And if you enjoyed this deep Raw breakdown, this Raw dive, hit like, subscribe, turn on notifications, hype up the video, donate below to help keep me on YouTube, because without your donations, there is no show and view. I cover WWE news, rumors, backstage content, and your comments help decide what happens next on this very channel, because Sean Entertainment knows that you guys are the foundation. You guys are the pulse. You guys are the heartbeat of this very show, from the subscribers to the viewers all the way to my channel members. Now, on top of all of that, guys, on top of all of that, Stranger Things definitely saw some death, some depth, some RIPs. There was some thrashings, there was some killings, there was some thrillings from Stranger Things. Make no mistake about it. And of course, that rumor would be intercepted. That rumor luckily was intercepted, right? Kind of like in the NFL, kind of like football, which there was no Monday Night Football on tonight. So if tonight's viewership is down, you can't blame NFL Monday Night Football, because there was no NFL on tonight, because we are getting ready for the big times of the Super Bowl. But Stranger Things definitely had deaths. They definitely had RIP moments. They definitely had killings. But would that be conveyed? Would that transition over to Monday Night Raw tonight in perhaps a fake death storyline? Maybe an angle. Maybe a casket. Maybe a star being killed off or written off, kind of like they were in Stranger Things. Because again, this had to overlap, viewers. The death, the perception, it all had to overlap one way or another. Eminem and Juice WRLD's Godzilla become new WWE Raw theme after Travis Scott fallout. Again, a new WWE Raw theme tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as the world saw and as the world noticed. Again, Eminem and Juice WRLD's Godzilla, the new theme of Monday Night Raw. What did you think about that? Also, we have a brand new women's tag team champions and a brand new women's intercontinental champion. You see the tides of change. You see the switch-ups happening on Monday Night Raw. Also, Blake Monroe eyed for WWE main roster call-up sooner than you actually think, according to those in the know. According to Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp, Blake Monroe has been the subject of internal discussions for a potential WWE main roster call-up sooner than you expect. Sources indicated that the move has been actually actively talked about in recent weeks, and multiple people within the Raw brand believe that Monroe could be landing there very soon. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the immediate creative plans involving Monroe may already be in flux, with potential changes coming as early as this week. Monroe, who's impressed with her presence and athleticism in NXT, could join the growing list of names making the leap from developmental to the main roster in 2026. In recent weeks, WWE has promoted Ortiz call-up for Trick Williams, Oba Femi, Javon Evans, and even Jordan Grace, showing that the company isn't slowing down when it comes to refreshing its roster of young, strong, youthful, fresh talent to WWE. While nothing is confirmed yet, Blake Monroe's name being in active discussion suggests WWE sees something big in her future. Do you think that Blake Monroe is ready for a main roster run? And which brand would you rather see her land on, Raw or SmackDown? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. And again, Javon Evans officially joins Monday Night Raw. And with Becky Lynch becoming the brand new WWE Women's IC Champion, do you think Maxine Dupree deserves a rematch? Also, a huge first-time ever match booked for Monday Night Raw next week. Again, as I said earlier in the video, Gunther, AJ Styles, one-on-one. And Stephanie Vaquer suffers a brutal beatdown while wearing a walking boot during Monday Night Raw. Now, when we saw Stephanie come to the ring, we thought she was going to forfeit the title. We thought she was going to relinquish the title, but the WWE went in a completely different way tonight, thank God. And what did you think about AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, slapping the taste right out of the mouth of Gunther, the man that retired John Cena? Also, with Stranger Things taking over Monday Night Raw tonight, is this something that you could get used to seeing? Is this a Raw that you would go back and watch again and again? Also, Saraya's ex Ronnie files restraining order amid wild claims by Brittany Ferlin. Yes, you heard that right. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the WWE Monday Night Raw highlights and key moment for January the 5th, and WWE and AEW's internal mindset and discussions on Chris Jericho's current situation is being leaked and unveiled online. Do you ultimately want to see the return of Chris Jericho, or is it all just smoke and mirrors and Chris Jericho's just going to wind back up in AEW, or is he going to wind up where he should really end up and end it all and go off into the sunset and retire? Should Chris Jericho end it all, his career in the WWE? Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your emotions on all of that. Also, Chelsea Green reveals her reaction to Matt Cardona's return to the WWE. Chelsea Green reveals John Cena's new show idea was born over wine during a double date, and Chelsea Green was left limping after United States title loss on the blue brand of SmackDown. Also, the WWE NXT viewership for December the 30th season increase after the Dark State crashes Joe Hendry's concert. And Chelsea Green explains why WWE Unreal didn't feel like a new season. And the WWE backstage reaction to Jade Cargill's involvement in the holiday tour injuries. Right now, again, as I said earlier, there is actually no backstage heat on Jade Cargill at this stage of the game. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, your emotions on all of that, because this is where we're at. This is what I do. I am Sean View, and I keep you glued to your screen because that's what it means to me. Subscribe with plenty more to come from the Brash One.